Put your socks up, get back in there and lock it.
J Mack from Syracuse, New York, man, came all the way out to see my Colorado Buffs.
What channel do you watch? They brought you out here.
The pregame show.
Never watched the college game till last season when Coach Prime came to Colorado. And I am in Colorado at Folsom Field. I am the Colorado Buffaloes auntie from Texas. Sweet treat.
Hey, I've been following the pregame show. It's all about let's go Buffs.
Away from Texas. Yes, sir. Watch you every single day. Nobody lays it down like Uncle Neely and the pregame show.
Neely, pregame show behind the scenes of everything. And why does he get that kind of access? Why does he get that kind of access? Because trust is involved. You would never get the kind of access you desire unless there's trust and relationship. You're trying to put you up on game. If they score, we let them. If they stop us, we let them. We're not successful on special teams, we let them. If they outcoach us, we let them. If they play with more energy, we let them. It ain't gonna be no excuses after the game because we're not gonna let them. You said it, you gotta believe it, you gotta go make it happen. Don't just talk this talk. You gotta walk this walk. I'm tired of folks disbelieving in us and not giving us the credit. But I'm not looking for credit from outside, I'm looking for credit for ourselves. I want you to look at the person next to you at the end of this game and say, he did that. He played his butt off. Now, he did that. That's who you want respect from. Your teammates, your coaches, and everybody in this locker room. We good with that? Yes, sir. Fellas, today we finna go out here and dominate. We finna go out here and set college football on fire. Yes, I believe just that much with every one of y'all in here. Everybody in here, not just the players. I believe in everybody in here. Let's go show them what time it is. Yes, sir. Are you saying for me?
Now give them their theme music.
We had it down to 6. What are your thoughts?
Good. We feel good. We're used to being in this situation. We just got to come out defensively. We got to get stops. We're not playing with the darn defensively.
God bless.
Hey, guys. It's not one of y'all in here that's played your best game. We go down there, we've allowed them to score. They didn't do it on their own. We allowed them to score. We allowed them to stop us. You know darn well this is not the most physical, not the most aggressive, the most creative team we played. We know every darn thing they're going to do. We missing tackles, which we don't do. We're not getting to the ball, which we don't do. We got to be physical up front, offense. Continue. You only had the ball for 9 darn minutes. You got 2 touchdowns, so I'm proud of that. But we've got to go out there, get this kickoff, and go down the field and score. Do y'all understand that? Yes, sir. You're talking about it, but you got to be about it. Defense, this ain't you. Each and every one of y'all had a chance to make a play, and you did not make it. You keep thinking you all that. Stop believing this darn hype and be who you call to be. You had a chance to make the play. Make the play this half. We get that? Yes, sir. Well, let's go. Talk about it. Come in your trap and take over your trap. Take it over then. Guys, there's not one of you in here today can say you did your absolute best. It's not one of you can say you played your best game. Nobody in here can say you gave the maximum effort. You gave it all you could. It's nobody. And you see the result. See, the problem is you got intoxicated with success. And success is intoxicating. You start believing what they're saying. You start listening more to what they said. You bought into all that foolishness that you were this. And you went out there and we got humbled. Coaches, players, everyone, we went out there and got humbled. You're in control of your own destiny. It's just like God just giving you a ticket, say, I'm going to give you all the talent, everything you want. You in control of it. And you squander it, and you mess it up. So we just did. Ran the ball down our throats. We only had the ball for 20 minutes. They kept the ball for 41 minutes. We didn't have the ball for 20 minutes. They had the ball for 19 minutes. They kept the ball for 41 minutes. They ran the heck out of the ball. You know what they were doing. It was maybe one trick play. We weren't prepared for it, but it is what it is. Where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? Like, where do you go from here? That's the critical thing. What do you do with this moment? What do you glean from this moment? What do you learn from this moment? Where do we go from here? Because this moment just ain't about football. This is about life. And this is a tremendous life lesson. Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it and grow from it. What we just displayed out there, that wasn't us. That was the hype team that went out there from the start to the finish. That was the hype team that went out there and didn't do nothing with it because we start believing the hype. The question is, guys, I'm going to ask you one last time. Where do you go from here? God bless. Lord.
Sorry, Coach.
We good. Trust me. God is taking me here. This is a sweet. How's everyone doing? Great game by KU. They have a tremendous football team that are resilient. They have a wonderful coach. Let's close that door. Let's do something so it's not distracting. There we go. Thank you. Wonderful coach who is one of my favorites in the Big 12. I feel as though we have a tremendous relationship. He checked on me when nobody was. We changed pleasantries before the game, and I told him that his team is resilient. They're a reflection of who he is. They fight to the end. They're very physical. They're tough. They're tenacious. They ran the heck out of the football, which we couldn't stop. Period. Today, we started smelling ourselves a little bit. That's what I just told our team. We got intoxicated with the success. We got intoxicated with the multitude of articles and the assumption that we're this and the assumption that we're that, and we did not play CU football. Therefore, we got our butts kicked. It is what it is. Let's go.
Nikki, go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. You mentioned the deficiencies on stopping the run tonight.
Right.
What was kind of the mood on the sideline of trying to get it right, but not quite
The
hitting
move
the mark
was to stop the run. We got to do something. We got to stop. They didn't punt one time. I think during their 331 yards rushing was alarming. You can't win when a team is rushed for 331 yards on you. That's not indicative of who we've been and who we are. That is certainly not who we are, and we could not stop the bleeding. We tried consistently, but we could not stop the bleeding. That's hats off to them. They were physical. They out-physicaled us. They outplayed us. They wanted it a lot more than we did.
Adam, go ahead.
Missed tackles, how much did that surprise you? That obviously wasn't something that you
No,
guys were initially.
that's not nothing that we do. That's not our identity. We usually get to the ball at an alarming rate, and we're very physical when we get there. The first screen pass that went for a touchdown, I believe it was like 51 yards. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go with the dumb stuff. That's not who we are. When that happens, you know, we on some dumb stuff today. And we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do a better job as coaches. We got to do a better job as players. We just got to do a better job, period.
Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, all your goals are still in front of you.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a little harder now.
Yes, sir.
When do you relay that to the team after
Already
getting
did.
over this?
Already did. Already did. Trust me. We just did. When you're in control of your own destiny, it's a phenomenal thing. I don't just think about football. I think about life. So the message to these young men is if God were to grant you every darn thing you needed in life, all the ability, the thought process, the connections, the visuals, and you don't do nothing with it, that's on you. And that's what we are. We control our own destiny. We fumbled it.
Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell,
Yes,
David
sir.
Cameron. You guys have been the more physical team for several
Yeah.
weeks now.
Yeah.
Today, obviously, they were. What did you feel like was the difference there? Why were they more physical than you?
Yeah, they just they wanted it more. We were smelling ourselves. They wanted it more, and that's on me. I can't let a team that I coach start feeling themselves. Can't do that.
Matt, go ahead.
Slow starts, another kind of issue for the offense
Yeah.
today. I mean, I figured if you would have had an answer, you probably would have fixed it at this point. Is it frustrating for you?
Well, 21 points in 19 minutes of possession. I'm pretty good with that. I think I'll take that. We got to do better defensively. That was not the offense today. I understand what you're saying, but we got to do better defensively. They didn't punt one time.
Mike, go ahead.
Shador got hit really low in the first half.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. I mean, Shador been hit his whole life, man. I mean, this kid is tough. He's one of the toughest young football players that I've ever seen.
Hey, Coach, Jalen Wysa. For the last 2 weeks, Draylon Miller has done a really good job of
Yes, sir.
filling that empty spot of Jimmy Graham Jr. What can you say about his performance today and what it means for the team?
He's phenomenal. I mean, especially a freshman. The game is these magnitudes, and he's showing up and showing out. The moment is not too big for him. He plays hard. He practices hard. He's smart. Don't make many mental errors. I love the kid, man. I mean, we want to recruit more of those type of young men.
Eric, go ahead.
When a team doesn't perform to what's indicative of who they've been, how do you handle that moving forward?
That's practice. That's a tremendous thought process, which I will have from right now all the way until we land, and probably all day tomorrow, because it's hard for me to flush things. I carry them because I'm a perfectionist. I try to see what's the problem and then administer to the problem and hopefully provoke change within the problem. That's not who we are. Truly not who we are, especially defensively. Especially defensively. Yes, sir.
Coach, your team's done a remarkable job of making second half adjustments defensively. Was it just Neal being that good, or the adjustments didn't take?
No. Rob called a good game, man. We got to do what he called. You know, we got to do what he called. He called a pretty good game. I mean, I'm hearing this stuff and I'm seeing what's supposed to transpire, and it never did. They didn't punt, man. Like he called a pretty good game.
Mark, go ahead.
You mentioned gotten intoxicated with yourself or feeling yourself. It's easy for all of us in retrospect.
I didn't say me.
No.
You kind of said it, the way you said it sounded different. Yourself.
No. Your players.
Okay,
said
there you go. There you go.
That's easy in retrospect.
Yes, sir.
You see it
Yes, sir.
coming.
Yes, sir. Well, we tried to handle it in the meetings.
Yeah.
We handle it tremendously. You know, some folks you can't put behind microphones, and you can't give them podcasts. You can't do that because they get intoxicated with the success, and you know who that is. So you try your best to eliminate that, but they can't stop reading the stuff about who we are. That's a little tough. So you try to humble everything around you, and including yourself. You try your best to do such, because you know what you have in the locker room. I know my kids, man. I know all of them.
And I asked you a week or so ago how hard it is to handle success, especially.
Well, I mean, you talking about the kids, or you talking about
kids?
Yeah, that's tough. All of them are different, man. Some are different. Like Travis handles it pretty darn well. You know, LeJohntay, Will, some of the other guys do. Some guys don't. I mean, some of the guys that really never gotten it, but now they're getting it. That's intoxicating to them. Attention is intoxicating to some people.
Right.
We gotta fix that. That's on me. I gotta fix that.
Right.
Coach, the last time you guys looked like this was probably first half of Nebraska.
Right.
Probably the only other time you looked like this.
Right.
You responded really well from that. Does that give you confidence as a coach, knowing that these guys can respond to something like this?
I never give up, right? I never do. Until that last second ticked off the clock of when I knew they were going into the kneeling, that's when I knew it was over. But I never give up on these young men, because I know we have the propensity to come back, given the time frame on the score clock. But that's just wasn't us today, man. Make no bones about it. They forced us into some situations that were tremendous. They did a great job there. You had the trickery involved in certain things and the timing of them were impeccable. We just to do our job.
So we real quick follow because I didn't ask it correctly, but I meant like after this week. You guys bounced back so well from Nebraska.
Well,
Do you feel confident going forward?
I'm always confident, so I'm never unconfident. I know what we have in that locker room. I trust those young men to do what they need to do to recover. And it's a terrible feeling. You got to understand. I just saw their faces. It's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible sentiment. It's a terrible mood. They're not happy with themselves. Now they got to go read about it and hear about it and think about it. But sometimes it's the best thing to happen to people. Like after the Nebraska thing, I think that was a blessing in disguise to us, truly.
Coach, you guys are at about 25% on third down the last 3 games, even with the 2 wins against Tech and Utah. What's being done going forward to kind of address that, keep the punt team off the field?
If I knew we would have done it today, trust me, that's on me. We'll get it together. We'll look better next week, I promise you. Much better.
Coach, I think they had almost 200 yards on first down plays today. I mean, just how difficult is that for defense when they're consistently getting 3, 4, 5 yards at a clip and just putting you guys in that third and manageable situation?
Well, that's tough on the coordinator. It's not like we didn't know what they were going to do. I mean, every play that was called, I mean, you could hear it in the headset. You know what was coming. We just got to take care of it. We just got to do a better job in preventing it, and we did not do that today.
Couple more, Troy, go ahead.
Coach, now you guys have a short week playing on Friday instead of Saturday after this tough loss. Does the message change in preparation going into that final game?
No, we're thankful that we have one less day. Pretty much, we're thankful because now you just get, you got to flush it and get it on, and let's go to the next window. The thing about this week is you got to really guard the young men's minds because family comes in town and friends and loved one comes in town. You got to keep them focused. And you got the other team leaving away from their family, friends, and loved ones, and they're coming to be spoilers. So you got to refocus your young men and let them understand that this is not about turkey and dumplings and applesauce or whatever you have. Cranberry sauce, I'm sorry, not applesauce. It's not about that. It's about football, man.
Coach, you mentioned your relationship with Coach Leipold. You're both building programs from the ground up. What are some of the things that he shared with you to kind of help you?
His just optimism, his passion for the game. He's always positive, man. I've never talked to him and he was not positive. I mean, this is on the brink when them starting out bad as well. He was focusing on me and making sure I'm okay, and making sure he's okay. He's a stand-up guy, a great young man.
Coach, Philip Houston left the game late. Do you have an update on his status?
Well, we're hoping he didn't tear ACL. That's what we thought. That's what they're thinking right now. I'm hoping that's not the case. But thank God we have depth. We have tremendous depth on the offensive line.
Anything else for Coach?
Hey, thank you all.
Bunch of ants right here. It's real short.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Thank you.
His bag is right here. His bag right there? Yeah, he just Who's coming up?
You're actually right up next. Here.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Make sure you get this down.
Okay, be careful. Yeah.
So where y'all from?
We up from Miami, Florida.
All the way from Miami.
All the way from Miami.
Appreciate y'all coming, man.
Hey, man, we love what you guys are doing, man. We want to support you in every way.
Appreciate your family.
And we're recruiting at home. Everything we see at home, we bringing it this way.
My man.
You gotta believe. Dude, we've been believing since day one,
That's why I
dog.
gave him to
Remember
you.
back in Jackson State? We've been believing with you in the pregame show.